Hey, everybody, it's a guy,
a girl,
and a microphone. And look at us, Kels. We made it 2 weeks in a row.
Yay!
I'm so proud of you.
If I could do a kick, like a high kick, I would.
I feel like we deserve a treat. I don't know what it would be, but we deserve something, right?
Well, I have a whole potty prize chest that we can pull from because my kid's not getting anything out of that.
We're 100% talking potty training today. Plus, it's the week of Valentine's Day. We'll dive into that. Is Valentine's Day a holiday you guys do?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. We got to talk about that. So, Kelsey and Mitchell are weird, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But currently in Indiana, if you're curious, let's throw out a little weather forecast. What was it doing when you walked in?
Raining.
So on my way here, I almost canceled on you because I walked outside my apartment and I had no idea it was even raining. I've been inside since like 3 o'clock. I walked outside the apartment and my steps coming off the balcony are just covered in ice.
Which, by the way, those steps not covered in ice are like the most dangerous things I've ever stepped foot on.
Yeah, a person could die there. I've fallen down those steps.
And I had to carry all of Freeman's wedding presents up and down the stairs. Me, shout out to Daniel and Jessica, because the three of us had to haul that stuff. And I was in a skirt.
The
was
whole
rough.
town saw things.
Kelsey's bits.
Kelsey's Bits. Sounds like a bakery. But I walked outside and it was sleeting. And then I decided, you know what? It's fine. I drive an SUV. The roads are just wet. It'll be fine. And I decided I was going to stop for Starbucks on my way here.
Mm-hmm. And didn't bring me any.
I didn't. You were working out. You don't need caffeine after that.
That's true.
But I was sitting in the drive-thru at Starbucks and it goes from like slushy rain to just ice pellets beating the crap out of my car. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what is this and why? Meanwhile, 15 minutes up the road, my wife is leaving work and she's like, oh, big, beautiful, fluffy snowflakes. Whatever.
Wait until you get into Kentucky because it ain't going to be big, fluffy snowflakes.
Gross in our neck of the woods. But let me just say this. We, in this month of February, have had the most ridiculous weather. The week...
It's been Indiana.
Yeah, but it's like Indiana has been snorting crack out back. It was like 70 that one day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, it's going to go from a high of like 30 at 7 a.m. to 14.
I know. And poor Mitchell, my husband, has to work outside in it.
Is he climbing a pole?
No, but he has to.
Not like J-Lo style.
No, but he has to be in a lift. So it's going to be really cold. And you know, because he's in a lift and it's freezing outside, you know it's going to be windy and you know it's probably going to be raining or something, which is not good for an electrician.
No, do they still work?
I mean, they'll call off for certain things, but it's got to be real cold or really dangerous.
So what we're really saying is say a little prayer for Mitchell.
Yes.
He's going to be up in a boom, freezing his jiggly bits off, and the happy married couple
Mitchell
needs
bits.
those.
Mitchell bits.
Mitchell and Kelsey Bits.
It's the spinoff store.
Ew. Nope, don't want to talk about any of that. Hey, do you have coronavirus yet?
I don't.
Okay, that's good.
No Lyme disease either.
Anyway, that's enough of all the things that don't matter going on right now. Snow and coronavirus. They named it something else, by the way. Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well.
I missed it.
Now that you don't work in radio, do you watch TV at all?
No.
Do you read anything?
Nope.
When was the last time you social media'd?
When was my last day? January 31st.
That's so sad.
No, I needed a break. I needed a cut. I needed a clean cut, and I took it. Plus, I've been too busy.
Oh, yeah? What have you been doing?
Well, we've been potty training at my house. It's been rough.
You know, it's been about 30 years since I potty trained. But I assume it's still difficult. Like, point and shoot is a hard thing for a guy.
Well, boys have to start off sitting down.
No.
Yes.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yes.
Why?
Because I can't even get him to go into the potty at all. So I'm not teaching him to stand and aim at the same time.
No, that's Mitchell's job. You put Cheerios in the toilet, point and shoot, dude.
That's after he learns that he can't potty in his pants. That's a tough thing for my kid. That's a tough concept. It's been terrible.
Do you know if you were a difficult child to train?
I wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, my great aunt watched me, and she had a younger daughter that was about 6. I think Amy was like 6 or 7. So she really taught me. And I've heard that it's easier when you have like other kids in the house. Like the first kid is hard. But then after that, they learn because big brother or big sister's going to the potty. So it's easier to learn after that.
Time to have another baby is what we're saying. So Brennan can teach the kiddo. Although at this rate, you could probably start now. And by the time
teach both of them at the same time.
It'd be perfect.
He's been something else. And I can't complain too much because I've had it super easy up until now. I took his bottle away, his pacifier away. He has a nanny, which is like his security blanket. Mm-hmm. He ate solid foods right away. Like he has been so easy. He's always slept through the night, but potty training is a nightmare.
Well, what have we experienced thus far? You were before we started recording this, you were telling me we haven't had to deal with poop yet. So
No.
that's relieving, right?
Yes, but we have had many, many accidents, and he knows what's going on. So, for example, like my kid drinks like a camel, and he will. I mean, I change like, gosh, I don't even know how many diapers in a day. But today, for example, he woke up at 9:30. He had a sippy cup of milk, 2 sippy cups of water, and then didn't go to the bathroom until 1:30. Even though we were going in a 15-minute like time frame back to sit on the potty. So every 15 minutes, we'd go sit down for 5 or 10, get up, go back to playing. Then 15 minutes later, it just kept going. 1:30, we had an accident.
So, okay.
Like literally, we got up, pulled the big boy pants back on, had an accident in the middle of my living room.
The question I have is, does he give off the potty dance signs?
Nope.
Like,
he doesn't grab himself.
That's...
It just starts going, and then he laughs, which drives me crazy.
Yikes. You're in for a fight. And we were talking about this too. You're not, like, have you considered just going back to diapers or pull-ups or whatever for a minute?
I really think this is going to sound weird, but he is a smart kid. If I stop now, I kind of feel like the next time we try it again, he's going to do the same thing, thinking that we're just going to go to diapers. I could be wrong. And other parents could say, they've got a stubborn kid and a strong-willed kid, and they went back to diapers for a minute. But like he's ready in the sense that he tells me that he's done something in his pants, So I don't know.
There are lots of kids, though. Like, it's not that unusual for kids to like potty train for pee and not poop, and they ask for a diaper, and parents do that. So I don't feel like you're necessarily like backtracking if you put him in a diaper or pull-ups. It's just maybe it's like dipping your toe in the water as opposed to going in like polar bear plunge style. Maybe he's just not ready for the plunge. Yeah, maybe not. And I mean, he's just and he's not excited about it. Like when we have sat down, and last night I sat down for a full hour, and he finally went to the bathroom in the potty, and I'm cheering, and I gave him, a prize from his potty prize chest, and he could have cared less. Was the prize good? Yeah, it was a Matchbox airplane. Did he play with it? Yeah, he loved it. But he did not care that I was excited that he went to the bathroom in the potty. I gave him a sucker today. That's so disappointing. I know. Like I kind of hate this for you. I did everything but a backflip when he peed in the flipping potty, and he was just like staring at it. Like, okay, what now? And you were telling me yesterday, like, he's not even fazed by like, oh, hey, just wander around in your pee pants. No, he didn't care. He doesn't care. Because I thought maybe I reacted and jumped up too soon. But no, he doesn't care. All and right, like I said, at one point, he just laughed. What we need here are comments with solutions. Yes. How can Kelsey better teach her kid to not pee in his pants? Remember, we've gone in 15-minute increments. And I've given him a potty prize chest. I've also just given him candy. It's also been 2 days. So should I just keep at it, or should we go back to diapers until he's more interested? I really wish somebody would give me a potty prize chest. That would be pretty great. It does have awesome things in it, like a dinosaur book and Matchbox cars. Do you just buy these things, or did you stock it? No, I stocked it. Oh, okay. And
But I mean, I did like the cheap version of things. Like I went to Five Below and I was planning on reusing stuff. So like that airplane was going to find its way back into the potty prize chest. And I bought like the Valentine's Day kit. So I got Toy Story Valentine's Day suckers. So that way Woody and Buzz, it was like a cool sucker rather than just a regular sucker. But didn't care.
No.
I put so much effort into it.
Why would he? Why would he? It's just a Woody and Buzz prize and an airplane prize. And, if you could just pee in your pants instead, who wouldn't be happy with that?
Yeah, I mean, Mom will change it. Ah!
She's fuming right now. Oh, I feel bad. It'll get better. How about that?
I know. He won't be like 10 and peeing in his pants, but still, it's been the hardest thing that I've had to do with him.
You say that. Haven't you seen Billy Madison?
Oh, yeah, that's
Only
true.
the cool kids pee their pants. Don't pee your pants, kids. Let's see. What else is going on right now? Oh, I mentioned Valentine's Day earlier. You guys don't do anything.
No, we don't.
What are the holidays that you do?
We do birthdays and anniversaries.
And you don't do Christmas.
We do St. Patrick's Day, but that's also around Mitchell's birthday. So
do you also do Cinco de Mayo?
No.
What about Thanksgiving?
Yes, Thanksgiving. We don't really do Christmas either. Okay, the reason, so yes, it sounds weird, but the reason we don't do Christmas and the reason we don't...
It doesn't sound weird. It is weird.
The reason we don't do Christmas or Valentine's Day, our dating anniversary is January 28th.
A likely excuse.
It's 2 weeks before Valentine's Day. Then our wedding anniversary is December 12th, which is 2 weeks before Christmas. So when we were dating, it was easier for us to just do our dating anniversary and then wrap like a Valentine's Day into it. He's being such a jerk. He's making faces at me.
Whatever.
That's why we don't celebrate.
Why not just do all of the things?
Because I don't have enough envelopes for that.
That's perfect.
I don't have enough Dave Ramsey envelopes for that.
Oh, that's very fair. So I want to talk about money coming up here in just a second. But before we do that, Valentine's Day. So I feel like of all the holidays, like you could get someone a Christmas gift, and we're not talking to you guys. Y'all are weird. But you could get someone a Christmas gift and it not be good, like a significant other. But it's the thought that counts, right?
Yeah.
If you are a dude and you screw up Valentine's Day, the punishment may be everlasting. Like that might ruin the relationship right there. You might be done.
Yeah, that's true.
And heaven forbid you got into that relationship like the week of Christmas or the week before Christmas or whatever. You got to skip one holiday. And now you're 6 weeks in, you got to hammer freaking Valentine's Day. The amount of pressure I felt 1 year ago at this time, leading into my first Valentine's Day with Chelsea, we had been together 2 months, 2.5 months.
And that's like the period of time that you're supposed to wait until you are supposed to take that leap into that first holiday present.
And I had already been, because, we did the jet stream version of dating.
Oh, I know.
I had already been through Christmas and New Year's with
and
her
your birthday. Or no, not your birthday. Was it her birthday?
No, we hadn't done any birthdays.
Oh, okay.
Both of ours are summer birthdays. But we'd already been through Christmas and New Year's together.
Yes.
And a Super Bowl. I mean, come on. But
do they do Super Bowl presents? I would totally support that holiday.
That sounds like a great plan. Super Bowl Monday gifts. But then I had to do Valentine's Day. And before we got to February, she just made this like offhanded passing comment about how she had never had a real Valentine's date. Like the guy she was with before me was different and not super affectionate. So he didn't go hard on Valentine's Day. So there was this like mounting pressure of do not screw this holiday up.
Yeah, and it was the first one.
Yeah. So we went to a nice place up in Fishers. It's called Divvy, by the way. They're not sponsoring this, but I can tell you they do like small plates. So freaking
like
good.
Not family style, but like
almost like your whole meal is appetizers, except it's not, but like that size.
Oh, so like a la carte?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like she got a wine flight or a champagne flight, I forget, and I got a beer flight, and we had lots of like little appetizers. There were these goat cheese medallions, but then they did these, well, I guess they were steak medallions. They were covered with balsamic and blue cheese and all this stuff. But for this date, because we did that, and then we went and played video games at Tapper's, which she loved, and we just had a really good time. That's what it actually came down to. We had a great night. We had ice cream and wine on her parents' couch when we got back that night.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
it was it was the first time we ever had fish food together. But we had a lot of fun that night. However, I set aside $300 for that night. Plus, there were flowers and all these things. I bought a suit to go out to dinner. Like, it was a big freaking deal.
Yep.
If you bomb on that, oh my gosh. Not only have you set yourself back financially, but your relationship is screwed. Like, there is so much pressure. Why are you guys so heavy on us?
So, well, I'll answer that question in a minute. Okay, now what do you do now, though? Like, I have this question. What do you do now?
I mean, this is going to
air. That was a big deal.
This is going to air after, like, this will be up after we've already done it.
Yeah, okay.
So Friday, when I get off work, I'm picking her up. We're going down. We're going to have dinner in Louisville. So we're doing the big city again, but we're going to a restaurant in Louisville, and then we're spending the night in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And she's never been to Mammoth Cave. So we're doing a Mammoth Cave tour on Saturday.
Oof, no, I'm scared. I got anxiety just thinking about you guys walking around in a cave.
Oh, it's a great cave. It's a really nice cave.
What's it called? Splunking?
Spelunking.
Is that right?
Yes, spelunking.
That's what I said, splunking?
No, not spelunking. Spelunking sounds like something at the bakery.
Kelsey Pits?
Yes.
Something you order off the menu.
Spelunking is a totally different thing.
Wait a minute. Kelsey Bits or Mitchell Bits? Which bakery are we talking about?
I mean, I think Mitchell Bits would probably have the spelunking if I had to guess, but who knows? Anyway, we're going to go to Mammoth Cave on Saturday and then just kind of drive around because Mammoth Cave is off of 65 a pretty good ways. Mm-hmm. So then just kind of drive around in Kentucky. We're hoping for pretty weather because it's going to be so cold the next couple of days. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Like, there's so much less pressure for this than there was last year. She's not going anywhere, neither am I.
Yeah, that's true.
We can't screw this up. Although I have been leading up to it with like Valentine's week. Like I bought her favorite flowers, the sunflower. So I bought her a bouquet of sunflowers on Monday. Reese's Hearts yesterday, and today we were out of creamer, and we
out of the good creamer that you got back in Tennessee, the Funfetti.
Oh, so good. We were out of creamer, so she couldn't make coffee this morning. So I had already like purchased a Starbucks, like sent her a Starbucks card so she could get coffee this morning because we don't do that. We're tight budgeted, so we don't do that. But I haven't really figured out what I'm doing tomorrow for Valentine's week. And then Friday, obviously, the date, and Saturday. Yeah. So lots of things.
See, I will tell you about this one story that we have. And
do tell.
And we didn't, like I said, we don't really do Valentine's Day. But we sometimes do small things. Like he'll get me, is it Godiva chocolates? I don't even know the name of them. But they have like a special cheesecake chocolate that they come out with at Valentine's Day, and cheesecake's my favorite flavor of anything. And so he'll do that, and I'll get him some chocolates too, and we'll do cards. Super simple, because like I said, we normally just celebrated the dating anniversary.
Sure.
But one year we decided, because we were saving for our wedding, that we weren't going to do any special holidays, anything for birthdays. We weren't doing anything like that. And long story short, I go to CVS because I was going to surprise him, which is such a crappy thing to do. Because if you agree that you're not going to do something...
And then you're the person that does it.
I know, because then you make the other person feel bad and look bad. It's just such a crappy thing to do. But...
Why did you do this?
Because I'm a crappy person, I guess. I don't know.
That's not true.
But I went to CVS, and I got him his favorite chocolates, and I got him a card, and it was a gag card. Like, it was really simple, but... you know, I still spent money on him. And I get a phone call, and I think I'm being super sneaky. And
please tell me he was standing behind you.
Why do you ruin everything?
I'm sorry.
You ruined my story.
I'm sorry.
It's cool.
Was he also buying you things?
Yes, he was. But he calls me from the line and he's like, what are you doing? And I lie to him. I'm like, oh, I'm on my way home. And he's like, really? You're on your way home? I'm like, yeah, I'll be home in a little bit. How about you turn around? And then the cashier hears me talking and sees Mitchell. So the cashier's laughing. My face gets red, and I slow motion turn around like a movie, and he's standing right there waving at me. So we just exchanged our cards and our chocolates in the parking lot because it was just funny.
There is also something about the fact that, like, it's communal money now.
Yeah, that makes it tough, too, because you see what the other person's spending.
I said that on the radio the other day. I was talking about Valentine's do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
And the number one don't is don't do anything on the 14th because everybody's doing stuff on the 14th.
Yep.
And so I said on the radio, hey, babe, that hotel charge that you just saw pop up on the bank account, yeah, ignore that. We're canceling that. Wouldn't want to stay in a hotel that night. But it's true. Like, you can't do it. We've already talked about, like, buying Amazon gift cards or whatever so that we can buy things without it coming off the account.
Or you can do, like, the Visa cash cards or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that, too. Or hey, can you not look at the bank account for, like, 3 days?
Speaking of the bank account thing, so we're a month and a half into 2020 now. Mm-hmm. And for us, we're 3.5 months into marriage. But our paychecks and we've talked about this before, our paychecks have been all over the place. Like, we both had our salary in 2019, and then we both got raises and then promotions and then overtime, and things have been all over the place. And so we haven't had a consistent bank balance or a consistent influx, I guess, is the way to put it. We've had the hardest time figuring out how to merge the accounts. We just got her a debit card. We were playing the game of who needs gas today.
Oh, yeah.
As to who got the debit card that day. And now we've got the accounts merged and everything's all set, but it's just so weird compared to, like, when it was separate. And I don't know, it feels like things were easier when it was separate, when you know it's easier when the account is joined. I don't know why we're having a hard time with this, but we have. Yeah,
I don't know. We didn't have all that. But you guys have had a lot of issues trying to get your stuff merged.
We did. You know what? A full disclosure podcast, I guess. Part of it was my fault. I found out when we went to go open up a new account and just put all our stuff into one, I found out that I owed my old bank money. And I was like, oh.
Which may or may not have been your fault.
Probably not my fault, but that's not the point.
Yes.
The point is it did happen. So
we're not pointing fingers, but was not his fault.
We just had some up and down issues, and I'm like, I don't know. I just want to get to the point where all of our pay stuff is set and everything's settled. Because you guys do the envelope system, right?
Yep.
And you're pretty much just super stable on finances. Like, you know what's going in and out every month, right?
Yeah, and we're to the point now, we still do the budget, but even before we do it every week, like, just take a quick glance, do the cash and the envelopes and all that. We know what's going on. So if, like, we miss a week, we still have a pretty good idea of what's going on in our world, which is good because we were able to pay off my student loan, so we're debt-free.
Woot woot.
Yep.
Oh, congratulations. Have you done your shout yet?
No, you have to go online and do it with Dave Ramsey or like sign up, and then they call you and bring you down. So, but we're going to do it. We're doing it.
Sounds like such a buzzkill, though, having to, like, schedule it. Hey, you know what we didn't do at the beginning of the show?
Our favorite thing of the week.
Best thing of the week.
Yep.
What?
You start. You never start. You start.
Let's see. Best thing of the week. You know what? My best thing is going to have to be last night. Our life group that we have, there's 13 of us now. 7 guys, 6 girls. So, yes, 13. We went, we did Galentines and Palentines last night.
I haven't heard of Palentines. That's pretty cool. Okay.
For guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I get it.
So, for the girls, we set up a scavenger hunt in Greenwood where, like, each guy had a location and a clue. And the girls had to go find that. And it was all within, like, a 5-mile radius, so they didn't have to go super far. But we sent them all over Greenwood, and like the second stop was Chipotle because they all love Chipotle. So we covered their dinner, and that was all super cool and everything too. But they had a really good time. It took them like 2.5 hours to canvass all of Greenwood, find all the clues. We loaded their car with snacks and drinks and stuff so that they, didn't starve before they got to Chipotle.
Right.
But they had a really good time. And then the girls got us this, like, set us up with, like, this bougie burger bar.
Yeah.
We had all the...
I love that you said bougie.
Well, it was bougie. There were, like, pretzel buns, which were freaking delicious. But we had, like, 2 different bun options and, like, 14 different sauces and lettuce, onion, tomato, red onion, of course, because you wouldn't want to do plain white onion.
Right.
Lettuce, onion, tomato, avocado, and bacon, and all these cheeses and everything. So super bougie burger bar, drinks, chips, the whole 9 yards. And then they set us up with laser tag.
Very fun.
Up on the south side of Indy. And so we're like, only 6 of us were there. But if you go Expo Bowl, do you know where that is?
Yep.
Just off of 465?
Yep.
If you go up there, it's $5 a person for 2 games, which they're like 20-minute long games.
Huh.
So it's a long process. We played for 40 minutes. We did the first round, it was 3-on-3. And in the second round, there were 8 people that were waiting. And so they just joined our teams. So it was, 14 people, 7-on-7?
Oh, my gosh.
For 20 minutes. I wore sweatpants and a T-shirt, and then I had my jacket on. And we all left our jackets on the first game. I sweated through not just my shirt and sweats. My jacket had sweat stains.
Oh, my gosh.
It was so hot in there, but it was so much fun. And you don't realize how much fun you would have doing stuff like that as an adult because, it's been, 20 years since the last time you were crawling around in a Laser Quest or whatever?
Yeah.
But we had a ton of fun, and we got to come back to the house. The girls had gotten us ice cream, and the guys had gotten the girls cheesecake. And shout out to Heath Lampkin, who got my wife the little cheesecake, the Philadelphia cheesecake cups.
Oh, yeah.
Because she can't eat the crust on a regular cheesecake.
Oh, that's
she's
super sweet.
Gluten-free, so
yeah.
He took care of that. But we just had a really good time, and it's fun to do stuff like that with groups.
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah.
As adults, you just don't do that kind of thing enough. So
it's true.
It was a good time. So Galentines and Palentines, throw that in there next year. But 100% that was my best thing of the week.
My best thing, and it's really simple.
Not potty training.
No, it's not potty training. It's really simple, but I got to go hang out with my mom in the middle of the day this week.
Oh,
like we just hung out, and I haven't been able to do anything like that in such a long time. But we've talked about this. I have no job, so I went over and we hung out, and it was really nice because they're just things. I've got a big family, so I've got 3 sisters, and there's like 17 of us total when you get my parents in there, and then nieces and nephews, and all of the other people, my husband and their boyfriends and this and that.
In-laws, outlaws, and otherwise.
And otherwise, yes. So it was just really cool to slow things down and have a quiet just day and spend time with, my mom. Well, actually, my parents. My dad was there too. So it just was really nice to hang out with them and not have a care in the world. Now, Brennan was there, but it was just, the 3 of us pretty much, and Brennan playing on the floor.
It's still different though. Yeah, no, I get that. Like when we go home to Tennessee, it's always my family and me and my granny, or, there are always people around. But when you get one-on-one time, whether it's a family member or a friend or whatever, totally different thing. Yeah. So I 100% understand that. Well, that's awesome though. How are you, as we come out of the best thing, how are you adapting to stay-at-home mom life?
Oh, I love it. Honestly, last week felt like a vacation because it was just the first week off. But this week it's kind of hit me more. And other than the potty training, the random hugs during the middle of the day where my kid's just like, I love you, or, oh, mommy, you're the best, or whatever. It's awesome and totally worth every second of it.
How tired are you of the Disney Pixar line of movies though?
I'm the one that turns them on. So we're not tired of them.
Well, that is fantastic, and congratulations on the debt-free thing. That is just...
Thanks. Yeah.
Now, I know this is a weird thing for women, But you're how old?
28.
28. And you're debt-free aside from your house.
Correct.
You're my hero.
2 credit cards, 2 car payments, and a small and big student loan, and a partridge in a pear tree.
My hero.
It's so scary in the beginning, but once you get into it, it takes about 3 or 4 months to really get in the hang of it.
Sure.
Really know how much money to put in each envelope, but it's the best thing we've done.
Yeah, one of these days, we're going to do the thing.
We can do a podcast on that sometime too.
Ooh. Yeah, no, don't want to bear my financial soul like that. All right, this has been A Guy,
A Girl,
and a Microphone. Tune in next week and see what kind of financial trouble I've gotten into.
After Valentine's Day.
Yes, after Valentine's Day. I might have gotten lost splunking. We'll see you guys next week.